Warning. Rationality completely overweird by instinct.
No one touches her! What the hell? Chloe? I'll drag you to hell myself.
Hi, I'm Brandon, here to explain the job application process when applying to work for the state of California. There are essentially just two steps. First, take and pass an exam. Then second, apply for a job. Now let's look at each step in a little more detail, starting with the exam. So what is an exam? An exam tests your knowledge and experience related to a specific field or classification. You must take a separate exam for each classification you're interested in applying for. There are two types of exams: open exams, which may be taken by anyone who meets the minimum requirements, and promotional exams, which are limited to current state employees and veterans only. So if you're new to employment with the state and you're not a veteran, look for an open exam. Search for exams at calcareers.ca.gov/exams. Some exams are administered in person, while others may be taken online. Follow the instructions on the exam bulletin to apply for and take an exam. Note that not all exams are given continuously, so check back often to ensure you don't miss out on an opportunity to take a specific exam. Once you've taken an exam, you'll be ranked based on your score and placed on an eligible list along with others who've passed the same exam. With eligibility established, you may begin applying for jobs within the classification for which you tested. Finding a state job to apply for is simple. Visit calcareers.ca.gov to search all available jobs. You can apply online, by mail, or in person for jobs that interest you for which you meet the minimum qualifications. After the final filing date, departments will invite the most qualified candidates to interview. If you still have questions, visit our help and tutorials page on calcareers.ca.gov/help for further assistance and to contact us. Have a great day.
Wait, that's our milkshakes!
Oh, it's you.
Mr. Owl, why do chameleons change color?
Because they're enjoying every delicious and chahooey flavor of Tootsie Roll.
So, how do you pick a favorite flavor?
Let's find out.
How do you pick a favorite flavor of Tootsie Roll? The world may never know.
When we hit the pothole, I was worried we'd be stranded for hours.
And our lives would revolve around the pothole.
I'll use my credit card to order 50 philosophy books.
The pothole. It's deep.
Candy, no.
Oh, get out.
Shoot. But that never happened. Thanks to the Geico app, help arrived in under an hour.
It feels good to get help fast. It feels good to Geico.
We finally made it!
There was a girl I knew. She said she cared about me. She tried to make my world the way she thought it should be. Yeah, we were desperate then to have each other apart. But love is a long road. Yeah, love is a long road.
Well, look who's back. The only way we're gonna get through this is by sticking together, being a team. Trust?
We're in Chehalis, Washington for a case review hearing. 29-year-old Chance Justin Smith has been convicted of burglary and 2 counts of assault on a law enforcement officer. 4 years earlier, police say Smith broke into a business and then attacked 2 officers when they were arresting him. He pled guilty, was sentenced to 3 years probation, and ordered to complete a substance abuse program. Today, Smith appears in court before Judge Jolie Yeager to discuss the status of his treatment. Smith is represented by attorney Christopher Baum. The judge is not happy with the defendant's reportedly poor attendance record at treatment, and when she brings it up, Smith seems to become agitated. That's when a court security officer, Jamie McGinty, approaches Smith. And when the judge orders that the defendant be remanded into custody, Smith takes off. He grabs his jacket and makes a beeline for the elevators, with Officer McGinty right on his tail. As Smith presses the elevator button, McGinty removes his taser and points it at the defendant. Smith continues arguing with the officer as the prosecutor and defense attorney enter the hallway. Despite the threat of being tased, the defendant ignores the officer's commands and steps into the elevator. Officer McGinty stops the door from closing, and the 2 men continue arguing. Just as District Court Judge R.W. Buzzard arrives on the scene. And then... Smith throws a punch at Officer McGinty. The judge springs into action and helps McGinty bring the defendant to the ground. Prosecutor Jonathan Myers steps in to help as well. Within a few minutes, several additional deputies arrive and help place Smith in cuffs. While he continues to struggle, Officers slide Smith back into the hallway, strap him into a restraint card, take him to jail. No one was injured during the scuffle, including Judge Buzzer, who is no stranger to foiling escapes. 7 years earlier, the judge chased two defendants who were trying to escape down several flights of stairs before catching one of them outside the courthouse. As for Smith, he was charged with escape, assault, and harassment. He was denied bail, and that case is pending. If found guilty of the new charges, he's facing a maximum sentence of 20 years in prison. The probation status of his original case is also set to be reviewed.
YouTube Premium is ad-free YouTube and the YouTube Music app all together. Uninterrupted videos and an app made just for music. YouTube Premium. One subscription, 2 apps. Try 1 month free.
All lanes of the 210 freeway in Irwindale are back open after a big rig jackknife causing a deadly crash that injured more than 30 people. The freeway shut down for hours. This is video posted to the Citizen app. LA County Fire says the truck crossed over the center divider just west of Irwindale Avenue and collided with several vehicles. 1 person was pronounced dead at the scene. 10 others were taken to the hospital, including 6 children. More than 20 other people suffered injuries. All lanes of the 210 freeway in Irwindale are back open.
लाइफ में श्वेता क्वात्रा के संस्कारी पति, बेटी जारा के प्यारे से पापा जो अपनी बेटी की चुटिया बांधते हैं, बेटी को नाश्ता कराते हैं, अपनी बीवी के साथ डांस करते हैं, लेकिन पर्दे पर जाकर मूछे बूछे लगाकर बन जाते हैं राजा कृष्णदेव राय, जो तेनाली रामा को अपनी उंगलियों पे नचाते हैं। किरदार के उस पार रियल लाइफ में कैसे हैं अभिनेता मानव गोयल।
का साहिल बना दिया, बेचैनियां समेट के सारे जान की।
यह आज सास बहू और बेटियां आपको बताएगा, क्योंकि आज हम मानव गोयल के साथ कर रहे हैं लेआउट, यानी घर से सेट तक का सफर, और जानेंगे कि किरदार से अलग कैसी है मानव की रियल लाइफ जिंदगी। रियल लाइफ में मानव कैसे श्वेता के पति नंबर 1 है, कैसे श्वेता के साथ मिलकर अपने घर को चलाते हैं, अपनी फिटनेस के लिए करते हैं जॉगिंग और खेलते हैं फुटबॉल, लेकिन घर पर आकर अपनी बेटी के साथ बन जाते हैं बच्चे। लेकिन जब आता है शूटिंग का वक्त तो ढल जाते हैं अपने किरदार, यानी सब टीवी के सीरियल तेनाली रामा के राजा में। तो आज हम मानव की लव स्टोरी सुनेंगे, उनकी बीवी श्वेता के हाथों का बना हुआ नाश्ता खाएंगे और देखेंगे उनके घर की सजावट, जिसकी शुरुआत हमने की मानव की बिल्डिंग के नीचे इस फुटबॉल ग्राउंड से, जहां वो सुबह सुबह खेलते हैं फुटबॉल।
हाय गुड मॉर्निंग। आज का पूरा दिन मैं मानव गोयल आप सभी के साथ, मतलब सास बहू और बेटियां के जो दर्शक हैं उन सभी के साथ गुजारने वाला हूँ। सो टू बिगिन माय डे, आज की शुरुआत कुछ फिटनेस से की जाए। सो हियर इज मी प्लेइंग सम सॉकर, सम फुटबॉल। आइए खेलते हैं।
मैं मानव की मॉर्निंग इस फुटबॉल के साथ शुरू होती है। उसके बाद फुटबॉल ग्राउंड से घर के नीचे तक वो करते हैं
शादी को 12-13 साल हो चुके हैं, लेकिन जरा इनका डांस और अंदाज तो देखिए।
कच्ची डोरियों से मैनू तो बांध ले, पक्की यारियों में
तो क्या है राज दोनों की सक्सेसफुल शादी का।
सेट पे ही मित्रता हुई, हम शूट कर रहे थे कहानी वहीं मिले, 18 साल हुए इसको, 2001 में वी मेट एंड उसके बाद फिर दोस्ती हुई, बात हुई, फिर पता चला धीरे धीरे समय बीतता गया, देन वी रियलाइज दैट यू नो दिस इज द पर्सन। तो उस प्रकार फिर तय किया, एक दिन मैंने प्रपोज भी किया, उसे मना कर दिया, एक हफ्ते तक उसने बोला दोस्ती खराब कर देगा, वही है एक्चुअली, वही है अपना, तुम समझ रहे नहीं, तुम नहीं समझ रहे हो, अपन दोस्त से दोस्त रहते हैं। बट इवेंचुअली एक हफ्ते के बाद उसको भी लगा यही है।
गर्ल्स ऐसा लड़का कोई पसंद करती है जो यू कैन टेक टू मम्मी, होमवर्क, व्हाट यू कॉल घरेलू मटेरियल।
कितना रेगुलर देखते नहीं, देखते तेना जाओ, मैं तेना जाऊँ, राजा कृष्णदेव राय, इतना टीवी देखते नहीं है, और इनमें टीवी चलता नहीं है, चल नहीं है टीवी का ज़्यादा, टीवी बंद हो जाता है, कितने महीनों के बाद हम चालू करते हैं, चालू नहीं हो रही। कौन सा सीन था जो आपने मेरा देखा तो आपको अच्छा लगा था?
अब माना को तैयार होना है,
अब जाके शावर लेकर आऊँ, कब से मेरे परिवार में जो पसंद नहीं कर रहे हैं, मैं भी पसंद नहीं कर रहा हूँ, तो जस्ट गो फॉर अ शावर, तब तक आप श्वेता से बात कीजिए।
वो चले गए फ्रेश होने, लेकिन उनकी वाइफ श्वेता देखिए कैसे रसोई में माला के लिए नाश्ता बना रही है। श्वेता भले ही अभिनेत्री हो, लेकिन रियल लाइफ में वो एक आइडियल गृहिणी भी है जो अपनी बेटी और अपने पति का ख्याल रखती है।
Soccer mom, what did you say? Actually, soccer mom is an American term because the moms drive, work, pick up from school, drop to school, drop to classes, come back from work, cook. Yeah, so that's what I do the same. So I call myself a soccer mom. You got my impulses.
आमतौर पर मैं गाड़ी कर रहा हूँ, ज़रा की स्कूल नहीं है, तो फिर होम मैं सोचता हूँ बाहर निकलने के लिए भाग रहे होते हैं। वीकेंड आर लिटिल रिलैक्स्ड, बट अदरवाइज वीकडेज I'm asked to be quiet, तो मैं और बात नहीं कर सकता हूँ।
माना तैयार हो गया और शुरू हुआ नाश्ता। वैसे नाश्ते के साथ साथ माना अपनी बेटी का देखिए कैसे ख्याल रख रहे हैं, बेटी के बाल संभाल रहे हैं, बेटी के साथ बातें कर रहे हैं। भाई पापा हो तो ऐसे
और ये हमारे साथी हैं, ये राजेश हैं, 12-13 साल से साथ हैं, ये ज़ारा है, ज़ारा अभी बलून पॉप कर रही है, ठीक है पॉप, I'll hold it for you. Bye. I love you. क्या? Bye. किसी?
The perfect song for Carl's Jr. Sourdough Star. Get it for just $5.99. So repeat after us. The real Sourdough Star, just $5.99, only at Carl's Jr.
Since time immemorial, Lord Ganesha has been revered as the symbol of wisdom, auspicious beginnings, and divine protection. Invoked before every sacred journey, he represents the quiet strength that guides us through life with clarity. Inspired by this timeless symbolism, Carrot Lane beautifully reimagines Ganesha through flowing curves of gold and radiant diamonds, where the sacred form of Om gently transforms into the beloved deity himself. The Upanishads declare Om Ityed Aksharamidam Sarvam. Om is the eternal sound that is all of existence. In the graceful form of Ganesha, that primordial vibration finds a shape we can.
माना गोहिल और श्वेता कवात्रा ने अपने मुंबई वाले इस घर को बड़ी ही खूबसूरती से सजाया है, जिसमें बहुत बड़ा हाथ मानव की वाइफ श्वेता का है। भाई ये श्वेता की तो मेहनत है, तो मानव का कितना बड़ा हाथ है इस घर को सजाने में।
वो चीज़ों को निकालती नहीं, प्राइस टैग रहने देती है। ये कितना 1 साल हो गया ये लैम्प को चाइना से लाए थे शायद 1 साल पहले, लास्ट में। ये अब तक उसके ना उतारे नहीं, बहुत सारी चीज़ें हैं, जैसे कुछ चीज़ें मिलेंगी। ये कितना सुंदर इसकी लाइट वेट जल्दी है इसमें, लेकिन इसका प्राइस टैग अब तक प्राइस टैग निकालने में विश्वास नहीं करती, चीज़ों को ऐसे लगा ये सब नहीं करते वरना डांट पड़ जाएगी, तो गिर गया तो है ना। तो या I'm happy and thankful that श्वेता का जो टेस्ट है घर पे बनाने का वो बहुत सुंदर है, और मुझे अब लग रहा है कि उसको और बड़ी जगह मिलनी चाहिए। तो प्रेइंग कि थोड़ा बड़ा सा घर और हो जाए तो उसको और सजाने के लिए जगह मिलेगी। कहीं से अब मैं जैसे नायगांव से आता हूँ तो शूटिंग में क्या होता है ना, आप लोगों को दिखता सब करेक्ट है, लेकिन होता सब कुछ अस्त व्यस्त। तो बैकग्राउंड में पता है इतनी लाइटें पड़ी हुई है, कैमरा उधर आएगा तो लाइटें, तो आई सी अ लॉट ऑफ डिसऑर्गेनाइजेशन है। तो घर पे आता हूँ तो अचानक से लगता है रात के टाइम में लाइट्स चल रही थी, ये चल रहे होते हैं, सुंदर सुंदर चीज़ें, वाह 5 स्टार में आ गया हूँ, फील अच्छा आता है। एंड आई एम हैप्पी छोटी छोटी चीज़ों को ध्यान रखिए, बस इतना ही है कि हम सबको कोऑपरेट करना पड़ता है इन टर्म्स ऑफ चीज़ें गंदी ना हो। उसको सफाई का बहुत शौक है, जैसे कुछ होगा तो खुद ही सफाई करना शुरू करें।
अब वक्त हो गया है शूटिंग पर जाने का, इसलिए बीवी और बच्चे को कहा बाय बाय और मानव सवार हुए अपनी गाड़ी में। मानव रहते हैं मलाड में और इनका सेट है नायगांव में। जाने में लगता है पूरा 1 घंटा, और देखिए गाड़ी में बैठते ही मानव कैसे नींद के मूड में आ गए।
शाम का Before I take the day on, मैं थोड़ी देर सो जाऊँगा।
ये क्या पहन रहे हो आप?
ये मेरे सनब्लॉक जैसा कुछ, राइट? जल्दी मिलते हैं फिर जब सेट आ जाएगा, जो 1 घंटा दूर है, तो तब हम फिर से मिल लेंगे। Till then, good night.
आंखों में बांध ली पट्टी और घर से सेट तक के सफर के दौरान ये सोते हुए जाते हैं। फाइनली हम पहुंच गए नायगांव और साथ साथ मानव की नींद भी टूट गई।
जल्दी पहुंच गया क्या? हाँ? ये 1 घंटा लगा? कम लगा ना? अरे यार वहाँ गया तो और सो जाता। आइए जब पहुंच गए तो चलते अंदर और देखते कौन कौन है, क्या सीन है, क्या माहौल है।
सीधा चलते हैं मानव के साथ उनकी सीरत तेनाली रामा के सेट पर।
लेआउट में हम चलते हैं अब मेरे सेट पर, तेनाली रामा के सेट पर। आइए, वेलकम।
और दाखिल होते हैं उनके मेकअप रूम में, जो लगता है उनका दूसरा घर है।
कक्ष, मेकअप रूम, और इसे मैंने थोड़ा सा सजाया है क्योंकि इसमें बहुत समय बिताता हूँ, बहुत सारा टाइम मैं इसमें बैठता हूँ। So I've just decorated this with some wallpapers, some flooring, with some photographs. तो यहाँ पर हमने थोड़ी बहुत साधन सामग्री भी रखी है। फ्रिज है, माइक्रोवेव है, कुकीज़ हैं, खाने की कुछ चीज़ें। So म्यूजिक सिस्टम भी है, तो हम म्यूजिक सुन सकते हैं यहाँ पे आराम से।
मानव ने अपने मेकअप रूम को बड़े ही करीने से सजाया है। हर चीज बड़ी ही ऑर्गेनाइज्ड है, लेकिन सबसे खास है उनकी दीवार पर बना हुआ यादों का ये कोलाज। अब वक्त है मानव से कृष्णदेव राय में बदलने का। इसके लिए मानव का होता है मेकअप।
हम लोग आधे तैयार हो गए कि मेकअप हो गया, टीका हो गया, अभी मूछें लगेंगी और कॉस्ट्यूम पहना है, और उसके बाद कृष्णदेव से कृष्णदेव राय बन जाएंगे, एंड देन विल गो आउट एंड शूट। तो ये पूरा मेकअप करने में तकरीबन आधा घंटा लगता है, मूछें और टीके के साथ। पहले मैंने अपनी खुद की मूछें उगाई एड फिल्म्स और जो भी काम है उन सब में वो मूछें नहीं चाहिए, तो उन्होंने कहा कि शेप कर लो। तो यहाँ पर मैं ऐसे चिपकाता हूँ उसे, थोड़ी देर के बाद बताऊँगा। और फिर कॉस्ट्यूम will take about 5 minutes more. So I think another 15 minutes will be ready. Then we'll go hit the floor. ये मेरी सबसे पुरानी बाइक है। ये मैंने 91 में तो अभी इसकी PST है, क्योंकि एक ही फोटो रखा है, 2 है क्योंकि ये छोटा बाइक और जस्ट से आपको सर्विस मिल जाता है। One is my mother, one is my wife. अच्छा लगता है जब भी दो शॉट के बीच में गन आती है और यहाँ पे गन फायरिंग होता है। That's a magic that people who love you do. जैसे आप लोग मैंने लोग love नीचे चले गए।
अपनी सिलेक्शन शेयर पे करा रहे हैं मजा।
Red Nana is action. Emotion unleashed. Swing first and swing big. It charges into battle. Lightning in your veins. Be relentless. Bring the storm. That's Thor.
If you got hit, even if you were not driving, you need to try this.
Because if you were in a car accident in the last year, you could be owed a large cash payment and not even know it. Even if you weren't driving, all you have to do is click the link in this video, answer 5 simple questions about your accident, and see if you have a case that could be worth money, like this, or even like this. If the accident wasn't your fault and it happened in the last 12 months, you could be owed a lot more than you think. And this doesn't just apply to drivers. If you were a passenger in an Uber, walking, riding a bike, or on a motorcycle, you may still qualify. Most people never check, and insurance companies are hoping you don't. So, don't skip this. Click the link and see what your case could be worth. People all over the country have already received checks for tens of thousands and sometimes hundreds of thousands of dollars. And they did it without going to court. That's because there's money already set aside for accidents like these.
वैसे बीच में मानव ने हमें एक अपनी खास हॉबी के बारे में बताया। भाई उनकी कॉफी सेट पर मशहूर है और देखिए तैयार होने के बीच में वो कॉफी के सिप मारते हैं। मेकअप तो हो गया, लेकिन अब कॉस्ट्यूम पहनने की बारी है और वो राजा कृष्ण ट्राई करेंगे इस मूंछों के साथ।
कृष्ण देव बन गए, राय बनने के लिए वो वस्त्र धारण करेंगे। तो आइए अब परिवर्तित होते हैं आम आदमी से एक किंग।
पीछे लगे कॉस्ट्यूम हो गया और मानव बन गए राजा कृष्णदेव राय। सीधा चलते हैं सेट पर, लेकिन सेट पर जाने से पहले मानव ने सबके लिए कॉफी बनाई।
ये मुझे कॉफी स्ट्रॉन्ग, ये मिक्सचर है, दो अलग-अलग प्रकार के स्ट्रॉन्ग कॉफी ना सारा फॉक्स जो यहाँ पे ऊपर से देखिए तो पता चलेगा।
एक्चुअली मैंने इनकी कॉफी चुराई है क्योंकि ये इनकी कॉफी पूरे से बहुत फेमस है और वो एनर्जी बूस्टर है। तो मतलब ये विदाउट सेइंग कि जब भी आएंगे ये रिश्वत है मेरी। हाँ ये तय है हमारे बीच में, जब भी आएंगे कॉफी साथ आएगी। इसलिए बहुत अच्छा प्रोसेस एक्स्ट्रा शूट करता हूं।
देखिए तो कॉफी क्या क्या करती है ना, इट्स स्ट्रॉन्ग कॉफी लिटरली। ये आप ले लीजिए सर, ये हमारा आचार्य आचार्य जो पहले मिल चुके हैं, कड़वी कॉफी पिलाता है
और मुझे जबरदस्ती पिलाता है। ये अब मैं पीता नहीं, फिर भी
कड़वी कॉफी पीने से
आप भी वही कॉफी पीनी है, कैसे पीनी है आप?
धन्यवाद धन्यवाद।
अब वक्त है शूटिंग का।
टीम से अब हम थोड़ा काम करते हैं, है ना, जिसके लिए बहुत सारे लोग कब से प्रतीक्षा कर रहे थे कि मुझे ऐसे करके घूर के देखकर, तो कॉफी से इतना काम नहीं चलेगा। सो गाइस कैरी ऑन, आप विश्राम कीजिए और हम लोग काम आराम करते हैं। थैंक यू सो मच, सी यू लेटर।
भाई आज तो राजा कृष्णदेव राय की दरबार में काफी हाहाकार मचा रहा है। तेनाली जी कहीं दिखाई नहीं दे रहे, इसलिए सभी लोग परेशान हैं। चलिए भाई शूटिंग तो खत्म हुई और वक्त है लंच का। तो देखते हैं मानव आज लंच में क्या लेकर आया है।
को लंच करना है, आप तैयारी करते हैं और लंच करके फिर डिनर लेना, उसके बाद लंच करना है। Nice Russian rice. So yeah, आप लोग खाना खा लीजिए।
लंच के बाद थोड़ी और मस्ती और थोड़ी बहुत इधर-उधर की बातें और वक्त है सास बहू बेटा के जाने का।
तो देखा आपने, ये मेरा पूरा दिन था। काफ़ी हेक्टिक स्केड्यूल रहता है, लेट नाइट हो जाता है एंड देन आई गेट बैक होम। तो आज का पैकअप हुआ और आज का राजा का भी काम खत्म हुआ। अब वापस जाऊंगा घर और बन जाऊंगा वही ज़ारा का डैडी और श्वेता का हस्बैंड। बट मुझे बड़ा मज़ा आया आप सभी के साथ और आई होप दैट आप लोगों को भी मेरा दिन और मेरी रियल लाइफ देखकर उतना ही मज़ा आया होगा। थैंक यू सो मच एंड बहुत ही जल्द मिलेंगे फिर से हम। या टेक केयर, सी यू अराउंड, बाय।
तो उम्मीद है टीवी के जाने पहचाने चेहरे मानव गोहिल की जीवन की इन अनदेखी पन्नों को खोलकर आपको उनकी लाइफ के बारे में कुछ अलग बातें पता चली होंगी। अभिनेता के उस पार वो एक अच्छे पति हैं, एक अच्छे बाप हैं और साथ साथ एक अच्छे कलाकार भी हैं। और यही सब आज सास बहू और बेटियां ने आपको दिखाने की कोशिश की। मुंबई से श्रुति पंजाबिया के साथ आज तक ब्यूरो।
For quality you'll love at prices you'll love.
I would definitely love to do Katran Ke Kalati. I can also do Nach Jalak Dikla Jaw. Jitney Bones Jitney Soft Day. I might not do Big Boss. Why?
Because nowadays, if I ask a lot of actors, they give the common answer. They say I would love to do Big Boss, and your answer is completely different.
और टीम के कप्तान विकास, इसमें कितनी सच्चाई है कि टीम के कप्तान तो आप हैं, लेकिन जितने आपके प्लेयर्स हैं वो मानव गोहिल को अपना कप्तान मानते हैं।
कप्तान मैं भी उसी मानता हूँ, लेकिन वाइस कैप्टन
आप सामने तो आइए। मानव जी कहाँ छुप रहे हैं अभी?
आजा मानव,
आइए आइए।
है क्या, मैं रेगुलरली प्रैक्टिस पे आता नहीं था, तो क्योंकि ये लोग मुझे एनकरेज करना चाहते थे तो वो लोग मुझे बोलते थे आप कैप्टन तो आप ही हो, आप ही। विकास तो कुछ आता नहीं है, तो ये सारा षड्यंत्र था ताकि मैं रेगुलरली कैप्टन बनकर नेट पर आऊं।
और टीम के कप्तान विकास, इसमें कितनी सच्चाई है? जितने आपके प्लेयर,
ये जो कैरेक्टर मैं प्ले कर रहा हूँ फिल्म में बंसल का, तो वो कैरेक्टर भी किसी और को कास्ट किया हुआ था और मुझे बहुत लास्ट मिनट पे फ़ोन आया था कास्टिंग डायरेक्टर का, मुकेश का, एंड इसे डेट्स हैं, मैंने कहा है, तो उसने कहा आ जाओ, तो मैं चला गया। तो मैं अचानक जैसे ही बैंकॉक पहुँच गया, रीडिंग रूम में चला गया, वहाँ पे बड़ी बड़ी हस्तियाँ थी, उनके साथ बैठ के स्क्रिप्ट रीडिंग की। कमरे में जाके मैं पौखलाया हुआ, वो क्या रहा है लाइफ में समझ में नहीं आ रहा। इस तरह से मैं घुसा था अंदर के अंदर।
स्टार्टिंग में आपको ऑडिशन हुआ था या उसके बाद?
कुछ नहीं हुआ,
कुछ नहीं हुआ,
ऑडिशन नहीं हुआ था, सीधा से फोन आया था कि डेट है, मैंने कहा है आ जाओ। और को कास्ट किया हुआ था, और को कास्ट किया हुआ था और मुझे बहुत लास्ट और को कास्ट किया।
Welcome, Nick. Come on in.
Don't be rude. Say good morning to me.
Good morning. Oh, good morning. He can't call me Nick, though.
Oh, yeah. That's my bad. I'll make sure he says Miss Nick next time.
Yes, Tariq's girlfriend's son, Nick, is in my class this year. Truth is, Tariq's been surprisingly involved. He's killing his head at the PTA, very invested in it. They said it couldn't be done. I was there. You know, Tariq, I have got to hand it to you. You've taken on a lot of responsibilities, so proud of you.
Yeah, it's pretty, hey, Greg. What's up, bud? Hey. So, I just want to let you know you all got to work, man. With me and over. okay? It would be inappropriate to date co-workers.
You don't work here. You famously don't work anywhere. Did I miss the show? This just means you read Gregory Love Triangle about to get messy.
I'm going back to my class.
Yeah.
Welcome, Nick. Come on.
Knock, knock, Capital One Bank guy. Can I borrow some Wi-Fi?
Sure, Chuck.
Oh, my wash machine's on the fritz also.
I got just the thing. Want to try the catchphrase?
There's no fees or minimums on Capital One checking accounts. What's in your wallet?
You're natural.
Gotham City needs Batman.
Batman, you haven't slept since Arkham exploded 2 days ago. Maybe we should ask John Paul for help. His training is coming along.
We're all that stands between those inmates and the fall of Gotham.
They say you are the greatest detective. And yet you did not see this coming. I intend to break you. Then give it your best shot. Let chaos reign in Gotham.
We have to help Batman.
Suit up.
Well, that's a gritty new look for the Dark Knight.
Something else is going on out there.
Come get some!
The guilty must pay.
Big vacation next week, Lisa. 5 days. Nice. When was Maya Rivera's last pay increase? Maya? You due for a bump over.
Where did Mason Hampton go to college?
Hey, Mason! Big win for your alma mater. Thanks, congrats, bud.
How'd you...
Go State! Is Ted Phillips up to date on his training? Ted! A little behind on mandatory training. Let's get it done, pal. All right.
How does he know everything?
I wonder, how long has Pat Brown worked here? Pat! 7 years next month. Thanks for the hard work. CEOs aren't supposed to know everything. It's funny, I do.
I want Paycom's command-driven AI.
Gotham City needs Batman.
Batman, you haven't slept since Arkham exploded 2 days ago. Maybe we should ask John Paul for help. His training is coming along.
We're all that stands between those inmates and the fall of Gotham.
They say you are the greatest detective. And yet you did not see this coming. I intend to break you.
Then give it your best shot.
Let chaos reign in Gotham.
We have to help Batman.
Suit up.
Well, that's a gritty new look for the Dark Knight.
Something else is going on out there.
Come get some!
The guilty must pay.
You'll be surprised at what...
Gotham.
If you're looking for the future of football, it's gonna be me.
Capaz que no sabes quién soy todavía. Pero pronto lo vas a saber.
Wait, you thought that was great? I'm gonna be so big. I wouldn't even be able to walk down the street.
Ah, então se liga. Eu vou ser o maior artilheiro da Copa.
No, if I'm playing.
Ei, cara, sai do meu sonho. It's my dream too, bro.
So, don't wait for the future.
Driving. Next starts now.
Taking on RMS with Briumvi.
Briumvi is a prescription medication for adults with relapsing forms of multiple sclerosis. Briumvi is different. It's the only B-cell therapy approved for RMS that is given in 1 hour twice per year. Briumvi has been proven superior at reducing relapses and reducing brain lesions. Don't take Briumvi if you've had a life-threatening allergic reaction to it or have hepatitis B. Your doctor should test for Hep B before treatment. If you've had it, it could return, which may cause serious liver problems or death. Briumvi can cause serious side effects, including infusion reactions. Some may require hospitalization. Briumvi may cause liver problems, increase your risk of infections, and decrease some antibodies. Some infections may be life-threatening. Signs of infection include fever, chills, constant cough, or painful urination. PML, a rare brain infection that may be fatal or cause severe disability, can occur. Tell your doctor if you are or plan to become pregnant, as it's unknown if Briumvi will harm your unborn baby, or if you have symptoms of infection, liver problems, and about your medical conditions, medications, and vaccines.
Ask your doctor if Briumvi is right for you.
We were homeless, but we were not hopeless. There's a difference. And the answer was simple. You can't change something until you own it.
At the beginning of 2021, Beyond Meat's stock price was here. But now, a big bite has been taken out of that. It's fallen by more than 90% in just under 2 years. Despite a promising debut on Wall Street, celebrity endorsements, and a growing presence in restaurants and supermarkets, during the last year, Beyond's sales have slumped. Just in the 12 weeks ending October 8th, grocery sales declined by 21%, even though the wider category only fell by 8%.
That indicates that there's something foundational happening at the company, that it's more than just the consumer trend.
So, what went wrong?
But are you saying don't eat meat?
No, what I'm saying is let's not eat animal protein.
Okay, great.
Beyond was founded in 2009 by CEO Ethan Brown. The goal? To create a healthier, more humane, more earth-conscious alternative to meat.
If we were to reduce meat consumption globally by 25%, we could address a huge amount of the climate change problem.
They're looking to appeal to meat eaters with a product that they are intending to look and cook and taste just like meat.
Beyond pushed to have their products in meat cases, right next to the actual thing, starting in 2016 with a burger in select Whole Foods and gradually moving into more supermarkets. The company also worked early on to get their products into the public eye, partnering with restaurants like Del Taco, Dunkin', KFC, and TGI Fridays.
There was a lot of hype, a lot of buzz around this product. It was sort of the cool thing that people wanted to try out and have on their backyard grills for a minute.
The company attracted big-name partners like Leonardo DiCaprio and Snoop Dogg before going public in 2019. Beyond's success was driven by Brown, who pushed for rapid and relentless innovation, an idea borrowed from the tech sector.
Everything we do is around how do we get people to think and act more originally. What I'm interested in is becoming that larger company. I have a goal to make this a $40 billion company in terms of revenue.
Beyond's business model focused a lot on growth. They wanted to introduce a lot of products to market. They wanted to, capture market share and have their products be the one that got in front of consumers.
By the end of 2020, the company's sales grew to almost $407 million. But that push for growth came with mounting expenses. At the same time net revenue was growing, the company reported $1.1 billion in debt, and it still wasn't profitable.
Their cost structure then just outpaced sales. So essentially, they wound up over-investing for business that hasn't yet developed.
Problems with the pace of production were starting to show. Some current and former employees at Beyond told the Wall Street Journal that the rush to get products to market came with a disconnect between the teams that created products and the ones that had to produce them.
Ethan Brown and other executives would show these products that had been made by hand in small quantities in their labs. They would show them to customers, to restaurants, and to retailers, and generate, a lot of excitement about these new innovations based on these prototypes. But then their commercialization team would receive the new innovations and actually, really struggle to commercialize or to scale up these products.
One example of problems is a version of dinner sausages that hit shelves in 2020 and sagged when stored vertically. Insiders at the company said the product didn't go through sufficient testing. According to those current and former employees, some customers were turned off by the appearance and didn't like the new flavor or feel, and the company eventually had to pull them from stores, according to internal emails. Beyond also struggled with manufacturing for new products like chicken tenders and jerky. Former and current employees also said the rush to market led to a lot of waste. Equipment was purchased that wasn't needed. Packaging for new products would be printed before nutritional facts were confirmed and had to be discarded. And European expansion struggled because of the food's limited shelf life. Some at the company attributed these problems to Brown's leadership.
A lot of employees that we spoke to said that he has really struggled to manage Beyond's growth, and that in particular, he really struggled with planning and prioritizing and sticking to the company's priorities, and that led to a lot of confusion and frustration among employees.
Some former and current employees said that Brown is an open-minded leader who sets clear plans for the company, and Beyond's board chair said he supports Brown. A spokesperson from Beyond previously said in a statement to the Wall Street Journal that the company operates from a 3-year strategic vision and an annual plan. By the end of 2021 and beginning of 2022, Beyond's stock price fell as grocery sales slipped. The company had scaled up its supermarket presence after the COVID-19 pandemic hurt its food service business.
And so the fact that sales are down at grocery, just is a significant problem for the business.
Their push to get more products in grocery stores also resulted in some expensive production. The company said a jerky product, made in partnership with PepsiCo and launched in March, initially had a complex and high-cost manufacturing process. In November, Beyond said that the jerky had reduced the company's gross profit by nearly $6 million in the third quarter. By September 2022, Beyond's stock price hit a low.
They are losing more and more money each quarter. They're amassing debt. They're sort of having a run of bad luck.
Beyond was also losing market share to competitors. In the same period in October that Beyond's grocery sales declined, rival Impossible Foods sales rose. Beyond is still figuring out how to scale down as it moves forward.
The focus on being first to market is obviously really important, but rushing the process has its consequences.
In November, Brown said that the company would focus on their core products. He previously announced that they would be shifting to a more sustainable growth model, which included cutting 19% of their staff.
The path forward in this environment is clear, and it at its foundation is a pivot from the growth above all operating model that has characterized our business to date to one that prioritizes positive cash flow and sustainable growth.
In a previous statement to the Wall Street Journal, a spokesperson said, "The pace and intensity of our innovation is not for everyone. It does, however, produce extraordinary results." The shift away from growth is a major change in mindset for the company, but something that scaling down will help it stay afloat.
YouTube Premium is ad-free YouTube and video downloads, so you can watch cooking shows as you eat airplane food. YouTube Premium. It's way more than ad-free. Try 1 month on us.
I'm taking on RMS with...
At the beginning of 20... At the beginning...
American Express, the most prestigious of all the credit cards. Visa, MasterCard, everybody has those, but only a select few have American Express. Here, I'll prove it. In 2019, there were over 3.3 billion Visa cards out there, over 2 billion MasterCards, and only 114 million American Express cards. That is a big difference. There's 29 Visa cards and 17 MasterCards for every 1 American Express. And that's because they're not as concerned with volume. In fact, they do a lot of things differently. For example, Visa and MasterCard are issued by banks, whereas American Express handles most of that themselves. You can now get one from Bank of America and some other places, but 70 million of those cards were issued by them. Possibly the biggest difference is that they're not simply offering a charge card, they're offering something more. So maybe it's not even fair to compare their number of cards. As a premium brand, they're not as concerned with how many cards are issued, but rather how much money they make from each card. I think that might be the more telling number, because it's significantly higher for American Express. That's because, despite having fewer cards, American Express has higher revenue than Visa or MasterCard. It's actually higher than both of them combined. So though they're not as widely used, they have their own system in place that's working in a different way. They call it spend-centric, and I want to talk about it, but I also want to talk about the evolution of this company, because they didn't start by providing credit cards. They go back over 100 years before credit cards even really existed. The name is American Express. See, in the 1840s, express services were thought to be a promising new industry. And just so we're on the same page here, an express service is when you pay someone to transport something for you. Due to the pricing and logistics, you would typically use it for smaller, more valuable things. Well, the first one in the US was founded in 1839, and by the 1840s there were a bunch of them, notably located in higher population areas like New York City. In 1850, 3 of these bigger ones in New York decided competing with each other was becoming harmful, and they would all do so much better if they simply joined forces. There's some big names here. That's when Henry Wells, William Fargo, and John Butterfield combined their separate express companies into one larger one called American Express. Up until this point, all of the most populous cities in the country were in the east, mostly in the northeast, and logically those were the areas they served. But they actually formed American Express during the California Gold Rush. For the first time, people were making their way out west in big numbers, and San Francisco would soon become the first big city out there. Henry Wells and William Fargo, who were actually the first president and vice president of American Express, saw some opportunity there. This was their chance to offer their services in San Francisco before anyone else, and if the city kept growing, like it did, they would likely grow with it. Now, the rest of the company wasn't crazy about the idea. They thought it was too risky, and American Express would be better off focusing on the eastern cities. The board of directors basically said that you two can go and do whatever you want, but we're gonna stay right here. And that's what happened. The two of them went out to San Francisco to start a separate company, and I think we all know how that eventually turned out. I think I should make this clear. They stayed with American Express as well, simultaneously running both companies.
Welcome in. Come on in.
Don't be rude. Say good morning to me.
Good morning, Lee.
Oh, good morning.
He can't call me Ian, though. Oh, yeah.
That's my bad, big dog. I'll make sure he says Miss Neve next time.
Yes, Tariq's girlfriend's son, Nick, is in my class this year. Truth is, Tariq's been surprisingly involved. He's killing his head of the PTA, very invested in Nick. They said it couldn't be done. I was they. You know, Tariq, I have got to hand it to you. You have taken on a lot of responsibilities, so proud of you.
Simultaneously running both companies. Through the rest of the 1800s, American Express continued to grow, either merging with competitors or making deals with them as far as what territories that they would serve, making deals with the railroads and other transportation services. The Civil War was good for business because it meant everything had to be shipped everywhere. The point is, the cities were getting bigger, the population was growing, and American Express was able to set up a system that allowed them to take advantage of this rapidly growing demand. Henry Wells remained president until he retired in 1868. That's when William Fargo took over until he died in 1881. He was then replaced by his younger brother, James Fargo, which is actually the person thought to have gotten the company first involved in financial services. The year after he took over, American Express introduced their money order. It was intended to be a cheaper, safer, more accessible version of what the U.S. Post Office had introduced almost 20 years earlier. They sold quite a bit of them, partially because there was a high immigrant population that was buying money orders to send money back to their families. Since it turned out to be so successful, they followed up on it 9 years later when they introduced their famous traveler's checks. I think the success of those played a part in them getting involved in the travel business a few years later. We can see here how they started by delivering stuff, but then slowly progressed into other somewhat related businesses. It was a good thing that they did too, because during World War I in 1918, the government took over everyone's express operations, and American Express was reduced to only banking and travel. So had they not made those moves, I'm pretty sure that that would have been the end of them. That's how they existed for the next few decades, a relatively smaller company, mostly known for their money orders and traveler's checks. But then in the 1950s, everything changed. Now, this was a time when credit cards were thought to be a promising new industry. Up until this point, there were no large-scale, widely accepted cards. In 1950, the Diners Club card practically changed the game. It was accepted by multiple entertainment providers and showed the potential for a product like this. It wasn't long before various banks across the country started introducing their own regional cards. 1958 is when American Express first entered the market with this purple travel and entertainment card. This thing got popular so quick. 500,000 people possessed it within its first 3 months. And I think we can say that this was the main reason that over the span of the 1960s, their income grew 10 times larger. And then the introduction of their famous green card and corporate cards helped propel them to that next level. American Express transformed into one of the most respected, valuable brands on the planet. They had a great slogan too, you've probably heard it. Don't leave home without it. It's nice and simple, and it practically became one of the most popular sayings of all time.
American Express card. Don't leave home without it.
I mean, this credit card business helped them so much that over the next few decades, they were able to acquire all these other financial businesses. They've since sold them, but at one point they bought an insurance company and a brokerage firm. Today, my perception is that they're mostly focused on their gold and platinum cards. And I want to take a look at their platinum card because I think it's very representative of how they run their business. First off, it's called the Platinum Card. Platinum is a metal that's uncommon and valuable and flashy, much like American Express would like to be perceived. But beyond the name, this card costs $550 per year just to have it. Most cards don't cost anything, or if there is a cost, it's typically not this much. I say this is reflective of their business because they generate $4 billion a year from these card fees. It's a big part of their model. Another thing about the Platinum Card is there is no interest rate because the full balance has to be paid at the end of each month. The idea is, unlike the other providers, American Express actually wants you to pay your bill on time. For many of their cards, like the Platinum one, it's actually a requirement. Looking more into this card, you can earn 60,000 membership reward points after you use your new card to make $5,000 in purchases expenses in your first 3 months. This is the core of their business. See, any seller who accepts a credit card has to pay for that ability to do it. When compared to Visa or MasterCard, American Express generally charges them a much higher rate. If you want to buy something from Walmart using your Visa card, that's typically cheaper for Walmart than if you were to use your American Express. Since Walmart has to pay them a comparatively high percentage of the transaction every time you use it, they want you to use it. The more you use your card, the more money American Express makes. So offering deals that motivate you to spend $5,000 in 3 months is reflective of their overall plan. This is where they make most of their money, by the way, and that's why it's called spend-centric. The obvious question here would be, why would these sellers even accept American Express then? Most people don't have them anyway, so why bother if it's going to cost more? Well, that is happening sometimes. Historically, people have had difficulty finding places that'll accept it. Though today, I think it's better than it used to be. They say that in the US, they believe that it's accepted by just about as many merchants as Visa. And the reason that they're willing to accept it is sort of because of that prestige. See, the people with American Express cards tend to be comparatively wealthier. They have higher credit scores. I mean, why would you pay the $550 a year to have it if you don't plan on using it? Wealthier people tend to spend more money, so the advantage for Walmart or whoever the merchant is that it'll attract bigger spenders to their business. They'll be giving American Express a higher percentage of a larger bill, so it should work out for everybody. And then finally, the benefits. That's the big reason that people would want to get this platinum card. You already saw the rewards points. There's a ton of travel benefits, things involving Uber and Delta. It'll give you access to that airport lounge, and then the platinum card concierge. I'm not trying to sell this card, so I'm not going to go through everything, but for many people, those benefits outweigh that cost. Are you starting to see the system that's in place? How the different parts work with each other? I have to mention this too. Their highest, most prestigious card is the Centurion card, also known as the American Express Black Card. Just look at that thing. If you have one of these, you must have a lot of money because they are not easy to get. I think this takes things a little bit far, even for American Express. First off, they have to offer it to you. You can't just openly apply for it, like almost every other credit card in the world. Nobody knows the exact criteria to get that invite, but I doubt you'll get it unless you're spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on one of your other American Express cards. Then, once you get invited, you have to pay a $5,000 initiation fee to get it, and then a $2,500 fee every year to keep it. Obviously, you have to be very wealthy to get this card, and I just look at this as an extreme example of how American Express conducts their business. Let me know in the comments, do you have one of those black cards? Alright, you don't have to tell me that. Instead, I'll ask you, do you have any American Express card? And if you do, what has been your experience? Many of them cost more money, and I suspect are still a little less widely accepted, but do the benefits make it worth it? Maybe it's just that prestige of pulling out the American Express card that makes it all worth it. And then on the other end, for those of you who stick with the more basic Visa or MasterCard, what do you think of American Express? Is there anything I said in this video to make you want to make that transition, or are you perfectly fine with what you have? And any other thoughts about American Express and their 170 plus year history, leave them in the comments. I'd like to hear what you have to say. Thank you for watching.
We were homeless.
I'm taking on RMS.
I struggle with game night because I'm not going to do well if I lose.
I've heard what happens when you guys play board games. We don't need any tables flipped.
You do really bad charades.
I do not.
Yes, you do. It's terrible. I have no idea what some of those gestures are.
Oh, I've got a gesture that you'll recognize.
If we're going to go on this family vacation, we 100% need to have a plan of what are we not going to talk about.
I think the thing that's probably the trickiest is everybody coming together collectively and having so many different opinions on things, and so-and-so's not getting along with so-and-so.
I'm very concerned about my dad and your dad in the room together.
I would say food is the key. It gets a little quieter with food.
Because from our point of view, at least when I'm eating, not hollering. Yeah, when you feed them, at least it calms them down a little bit.
Snacks so nobody's dying for food while they're waiting.
Glue your mom next to your dad so that every single time your dad starts to say something, she can nudge him. Yeah.
Alcohol is always a must.
That's a must?
I mean, let's face it, politics and alcohol never start a good conversation.
They don't, but you know what gets me through family reunion?
Alone time is a must. Alone time is a must. I think if you
at least like 30 minutes of just like a decompression time of being away from everyone. Yeah, exactly.
That's what you're at home to do. If we're gonna be on a vacation together, on a vacation to spend time together.
I consider myself like an extrovert, but even sometimes like I like to just like have downtime. Social battery can't stay charged forever.
But see, you need, some people are introverts and some are extroverts. And so if you're an introvert, you need...
Hat on for 2 days while we're spending time together, and then rest at home.
Because family time is good, but having boundaries is even better.
You just don't want to be around me if I'm around you for too long. I think I'm doing you a favor.
I generally do get up in the morning and start my day by myself. Give me something to drink, go for a walk. But you gotta get up early before Dad. I mean, if you get up with Dad, he's going with you. He's going with you.
I have it.
Oh.
We are going to give all of them all of the location and all the information, and then you and I will go somewhere else.
Absolutely not. We are going to be with my family, and we are going to suck it up, because that's what family does.
Suck it up, Buttercup.
Robin called the other day and said, for our next trip, we're all getting shirts that have some sort of theme on there. She wanted to know what the shirts should say.
Oh, no, I'm not doing that.
So we're going to be that one family that is just, that's all matching.
How cute is that?
It's cute, but yeah, I'm like... I don't know if it's cute, but okay. They like my They're close to both.
Honestly, if you don't pull it off right, it's a little corny. Corny? It's corny.
I don't know, for us, I feel like ours has to be stylish. It does. Like, we would do like shirts or something like that. Yeah. But it doesn't have to be like from head to toe.
But what's the point? What? Of like looking so uniform? Like why?
So everybody can see that we're all together.
I don't think it would work in our family. I think it would be, you get made fun of quite a bit. You'd never live it down.
Yeah, I know we're family.
We don't need everybody to know it.
Because you know, like when people take it too far, like everyone's in like, you know, I've seen some people online where everyone's in like this like bright, like almost like puke green or something. Yeah, and like they're all like, oh, like the neon colors. I love bright colors, but neon is too much. Just a sea of neon green.
It's very like, have you seen my child? I lost him at the zoo. I just don't like that look.
Can I put on the shirt? My friends made me wear this dumb shirt.
Oh, God.
Because I need the flexibility to, you know, put together my own fierce outfit. I just can't have people tying me down with tight rules and ugly t-shirts and, you know. Ugly t-shirts?
Growing up, we always went to the beach every year with my family. And that's like some of my fondest memories are, being at that beach. We went to the same beach every year, so like returning to that same place, it's just become like almost kind of a second home. And it's just so different than interacting with my family in Nashville versus there.
I say as far as memories growing up, you remember ball games and vacations mostly, but vacations is the main thing you remember.
As everyone has just gotten older, we just decided like 4th of July is our weekend that we're going to Minnesota. Like just plan every year, that's when we're going.
We had 4 people who worked at fireworks store, and I mean, we'd show up with 5 carloads of fireworks. I mean, the whole time we just watch their show. Fireworks till 1 or 2 in the morning, and we'd still have 2 truckloads of fireworks.
We would drive the boat out on the lake and watch the fireworks from the boat.
Yeah, because you can see them all around the lake. It's the best. It's the age-old thing. Like our parents say, you understand when you get older, but it's like, no, you really do. How lucky are we to have this time together?
Yes.
So many people don't get to have that time with their families.
Yeah.
Early this year, I lost an aunt. And I was looking at the memorial pictures that they had put up, and it just kind of like hit me. It's like, wow, we only have so much time to spend with our loved ones. And, even if we fight every now and then, we still want to have those and build those memories and those positive memories that we can reflect on later.
I agree.
So we go on a cabin trip, and I book it. You're getting the best room? I'm getting the best room.
Wait, then I call booking it.
But I call booking it. But everyone wants we all book individual cabins. Right.
A lot of clothes. On Vinted, you can make extra money by selling clothes you don't need. Don't wear it, sell it. Download Vinted.
Why is Ultima balanced daily hydration? 6 key electrolytes, plant-based flavor, 0 sugar, organic sweetener, and an extreme amount of sodium. Because extremes are not for every day. But Ultima Replenisher is balanced daily hydration.
You won't remember my name. This is the last time you will see me at the top. I want to carry on, but not today. This is the point I give up. But not today. I want to carry on. You will see me at the top. This is the last time you won't remember my name. Honda, the power of drinks, proud partner of Team USA.
बीना रेलवे स्टेशन क्षेत्र में घायल अवस्था में मिली बालिका सागर के बुंदेलखंड मेडिकल कॉलेज में भर्ती, अब तक पहचान नहीं हो सकी।
Clearly helped me stay focused and gave me the right answers, so I sounded like I'd been rehearsing for weeks. It's completely undetectable on screen share, so tap the link below to try Clearly and dominate your next interview. I just landed a 6th degree engineering.
दरअसल
love the avocado on the sub.
I love avocado so much. I started a Facebook page.
You should post a picture of my new earrings.
This would go perfectly with this sweater on.
I'm sorry, did you say something? I was just touching my avocado tree.
Oops, I forgot to like my avocado.
Have you met my firstborn son, Avocado?
Everyone loves avocado season at Subway. Add creamy avocado to your favorite sub or try a turkey bacon avocado. Subway, eat fresh.
Ooh, that looks good.
Subway's new protein pocket. Over 20 grams of protein, crisp veggies, and tasty sauce for just $3.99.
$3.99?
Did you just say $3.99?
$3.99?
What? $3.99?
$3.99? $3.99?
Hey, what's that?
Nobody tell her.
Subway's new protein pockets. Over 20 grams of protein for $3.99. Try all 4. Introducing Subway's new fresh value menu. 15 different protein pack choices, all for under $5. With new 6-inch deli case, $3.99. Protein pockets, $3.99. And a 6-inch sub of the day, $4.99. Always freshly made, always available every single day. Introducing Subway's new protein pockets, $3.99.
Two Moana movie meal deals.
Thank you.
You're welcome. What can I say except you're welcome? Happens every time.
Get a $15 Fandango promo code and a collectible cup when you upgrade any meal at Subway for $1 more. Disney's Moana, only in theaters July 10th. Rated PG.
Two Moana movies.
I'm driving instructor Jay, and in my 10 years of teaching the rules and laws of the road, the DMV driving test is a topic all my students want to talk about. They want to know what to expect, how to pass, and how not to fail. Let's get started. Most tests are in the 10 to 15 minute range, and it's very rare for a test to last over 20 minutes. First things first, make sure that your seatbelt is on. Now, before getting in the car with you, the examiner will usually walk around the vehicle and ask you to turn on your turn signals and step on the brake. When the examiner gets in the car with you, they will then ask you to identify controls for your headlights, windshield wipers, window defrosters, hazard lights, parking brake horn, and gear shifter. They'll also ask you to demonstrate your 3 hand signals, right, left, and stop. The examiner will really get an idea of what kind of driver you are based on how you navigate out of the DMV parking lot. There will most likely be a sidewalk you have to cross when exiting the parking lot. Don't forget to yield before this sidewalk. After leaving the DMV, your drive test is basically broken down into 2 parts. 50% in residential neighborhoods and 50% on major city streets, though not necessarily in that order. In residential streets, your examiner will grade you on your steering control, lane positioning, speed control, smooth braking, traffic checks, right-of-way rules, navigating a curved road, left turn, right turn, curbside parking, and reversing alongside the curb. Pretty much the basics. On major city streets, the examiner will grade the same basic concepts. In addition, they will have you make a few lane changes. After driving around for 10 minutes, you'll head back to the DMV where you finish your test by simply pulling into a parking spot. What's not on the DMV test? In the state of California, you will not be tested on freeway driving, 2-point turns, 3-point turns, and to the relief of many students, parallel parking. How not to fail the test. While there are several ways to fail your drive test, they fall into 2 basic categories. 1. Making too many little mistakes. Or 2. Making one major mistake called an automatic fail, or critical driving error. By far, the most common minor mistakes made on a DMV test are missed intersection traffic checks, which can easily be avoided by making sure you look left and right before you pass through any intersection, even when you have the right-of-way. Other common mistakes include not coming to a full stop for 3 seconds, not maintaining a consistent speed, not driving or stopping smoothly, and not scanning the road or checking your mirrors often enough. More common than failing for making 16 minor mistakes is failing for committing a single auto fail or critical driving error. Let's list them. Failure to use auxiliary equipment, disobeying traffic safety personnel, striking an object, disobeying a traffic sign or signal, improper speed. Also, you only slow down in the school zone when children are present. Making a lane violation. When you accidentally drift out of your lane into another lane. Examiner intervention is when the examiner has to help you by telling you what to do or what not to do. When the examiner gives you directions, it will always be make a right turn. And then they expect you to make the turn on the very next street. Keep both hands on the wheel. Always keep both hands on the wheel even when you are patiently waiting at a red light. Keep your head moving with a purpose. As I mentioned earlier, forgetting traffic checks is the #1 point people miss on the drive test. Know your right of way. Not knowing the right of way, either by impeding someone else's or forfeiting your own, often leads to an auto fail. Right turn on a red light. On your drive test, we recommend not making right turns on red lights unless asked by your examiner. Don't forget to smog. By now, hopefully, you know that smog stands for signal, mirrors, over the shoulder, and go. And you need to smog before every single lane change. However, many people forget to smog before the following maneuvers. Entering bike lanes. Making right turns without bike lanes. Entering left turn lanes even with a median in the road. Entering a center left turn lane. Pulling over to the curb to park. Pulling away from the curb to enter traffic. If you forget to smog before any of those situations I just listed, it's an automatic fail. The best advice I can give you for your test day is this. Just be the best driving version of yourself. Go out there with a smooth, calm confidence and show the DE examiner that you know your stuff. Don't drive overly cautious or differently from how you've been practicing. We'll see you all on the road very soon after you earn that license, of course.
We're looking for adults 45 and under to be in our HPV vaccination ad. Sound like you?
Not me. In a relationship.
If you're sexually active and unvaccinated, it could still be you.
I'm too old.
If you're under 45, you're not. For most people, HPV clears on its own, but for those who don't clear the virus, it can cause certain cancers.
Wow.
Gardasil 9 is a vaccine given to adults through age 45 that can help protect against certain HPV-related cervical, vaginal, vulvar, anal, and certain head and neck cancers, such as throat and back and mouth cancers, and genital warts.
Gardasil 9 doesn't protect everyone who doesn't treat cancer or HPV infection. These diseases may have many causes.
I got hurt in a car accident. Why should I call the Law Brothers? Because when you're hurt, you need money. And we'll fight to get it for you. We got a client who injured their neck and shoulder in a car accident. $180,000. Another client of ours had bad facial scarring, and we got them $400,000. I'm sold. I'm calling the Law Brothers right now. Call us. We're the Law Brothers.
Call 310-777-7777 or visit lawbrothers.com.
Uber?
Cindy, next time, check the price on the hat.
I got hurt in a car accident. Why should I call the Law Brothers? Because when you're hurt, you need money. And we'll fight.
I got hurt in a car accident and some pushy insurance guy. Wants me to sign some papers. I said, stop. And I called the Law Brothers.
After your car accident, stop. Think. Don't say anything and don't sign anything until you talk to us first.
I didn't sign anything from the insurance company. I called the Law Brothers, and they got me $1.25 million.
Call us. We're the Law Brothers.
Call 1-800-222-2222.
Pastries in Fort Lauderdale. But first, I bet he's gonna be needing energy to taste all of these delicious pastries. This is the C4 pink lemonade. She's deliciosa. Betty's gonna go in with the coconut water. Cheers. Let's move on to cherries. Why does she look as thick as me? I'm gonna be honest. I don't really like chocolate that much. Now we got the coffee bean. For our next victim, the blueberry. Palette cleanser, let's go in with my C4. The fresa. I saved the best for last. This is passion fruit. She is so beautiful, I don't even want to eat her.
I got hurt in the car.
Back in 2003, Southern New Hampshire University had 2,800 students, and now they have over 150,000. And 150,000 students can't be wrong, right? Or is SNHU just another big box online university with watery degrees and cheap tuition? Are they the Walmart of online education? Or worse yet, the Kmart? Well, today we're going to find out. We're going to give them letter grades in 4 categories: transfer friendliness, cost, choice of degrees, and student experience. We're going to average it out into a GPA and see how they do. The goal for a good hackable college is going to be a 3.0 out of 4. By the way, if you're interested in SNHU, sign up at the link in the description for a consultation with me, and I'll help you save time and money on your degrees so you can graduate quickly and build the career that you love. On average, I save my clients $40,000 in 2 to 3 years of time in just a 45-minute session. SNHU's transfer friendliness is good. They accept many things. Many things. Do you have CLEP exams? Maybe some DSST exams? Are you wanting to do Sophia courses? Straight-line courses? Southern New Hampshire University accepts many of all of those. And they accept a lot of transfer credit from other colleges. I'm not saying that they'll accept everything or that they'll accept it exactly how you want them to, but they do accept a lot. Plus, they have a super robust, life experience degree credit plan program where you can get college credit for trainings, for experience, work experience, for certifications, so many different things that you just get credit for. Basically allowing you to turn your work experience into college credit super easily. And like most online colleges, SNHU only requires that you do a minimum of 30 credits of your degree degree through their courses. So that means you can hack with CLEP, Sophia, DSSC, everything else, up to 75% of the degree. And for all of those very excellent reasons, SNHU gets a robust A for transfer friendliness. Now let's talk cost. SNHU is literally the cheapest per credit hour cost I have ever seen. Of course, you can go to dirt-free community colleges, or maybe if you're an in-state student at an already really cheap school, you can maybe be a little bit cheaper than that. But for everybody, from no matter where they're at, SNHU charges $320 for undergraduate credit hours. That's only about $38,000 in tuition total, which is like $13,000 cheaper than what the average online bachelor's degree costs. And you might ask yourself, wow, how is that possible? And I'll tell you the answer is that they only pay their faculty $2,200 per online course. So for that reason, SNHU gets an A in cost. When we assess degree options at a school, we're looking for two things: variety and flexibility. For variety, SNHU has over 110 different bachelor's degrees and bachelor's degree specializations to choose from, and they really do have a little bit of everything. They've got accounting, art, business, criminal justice, education, engineering, health, liberal arts, math and science, psychology, social science, technology. And within all of these, there's a lot of subcategories, and they do a really good job of being able to serve almost every single student out there. And these degrees are pretty flexible, too. I mean, you'll notice with this Bachelor's of Business degree, you've got 42 credits in general education, which means that's a lot of space that's pretty hackable. They've got 30 credits in a business core, 15 credits in a specialization, and then the rest, 33 credits in pre-electives, and a lot of the degrees at SNHU are very similar in the proportions there. So there's a lot of flexibility and a lot of ability to hack. And if the word hack sounds weird to you and you don't know what I mean by that, definitely check out this video and it'll explain how exactly we save time and money on college degrees. It's completely ethical, I promise. Hack is just like a fun way of saying it. And beyond this, SNHU also has a very hackable degree, a general studies degree with 63 credits of free electives, which means that especially if you're coming with a ton of transfer credits, this would be a really good degree to consider. And so, unsurprisingly, SNHU for degree choices gets an A. Finally, we've got student experience. Sure, SNHU is fast, has a lot of choices, they're inexpensive, but what do their students think about them? Let's talk SNHU quality. So first off, SNHU has a 93.5% acceptance rate, which means you're not likely to get rejected. But they only have a 39% graduation rate, which in terms of online schools is maybe slightly better than average, but in terms of schools in general, not that great. Second, SNHU is regionally accredited, which means that their degrees are just as legit or official as anybody else's. Third, SNHU has a 24-to-1 student-to-faculty ratio, which is maybe slightly better than average for online schools. Finally, if you look at online reviews from students on grad reports, niche.com, and online degree reviews, SNHU averages a 7 out of 10. Most of these complaints fall into three categories: having a bad experience with financial aid, being made to do courses that the students feel like are irrelevant to their degree, or not liking the way that SNHU teaches courses. And from what I can see, that last one seems to be the make-or-break issue for people going to SNHU. And it's because SNHU operates on what's called an asynchronous learning model. Essentially, their courses are pre-made and then copied out every semester. The faculty don't really contact the students all that much. They might post announcements or grade things or answer questions, but you're not really going to hear from them otherwise, because your experience at SNHU is going to be just doing the reading, watching the videos, doing the homework. Start the next week, do the same thing over and over again for as many weeks as the semester lasts, and then you finish the course. There's not a whole lot of human interaction. And honestly, this is pretty common for online schools these days, so if you like independent learning and going at your own pace like this could be a really good fit for you. But if you're looking for interpersonal interaction, meaningful relationships with classmates or professors, good conversations, lectures, discussions, SNHU is probably not a good choice. For all of that, SNHU student experience is pretty average, and because they don't really stand out in too many ways, it's kind of an average experience or slightly below in some categories, we're going to give them a C for student experience. SNHU's official college hack GPA is a beautiful 3.5 out of 4. That makes them an excellent college for college hackers, and if you like some of the things that you've been hearing me say, they might be the right school for you. Streamlined process, plenty of degrees to choose from, insanely low cost. there's a lot good here. And if you want help putting together an SNHU degree, or you want to find out whether this college is right for you, go ahead and hit the link in the description down below to set up a consultation for me. We'll help you save time and money so you can build a career you love. Thanks for watching, and happy hacking.
This would make or break. If teachers, 6 months into New York City reads, if the typical teacher who was doing it was telling you this PD sucked, then the whole thing was going to crash. So what we did is send human beings into 22,000 classrooms across the city with kind of a digital checklist to see, is the curriculum being used? And what came back in that first round of implementation checks, I think that was like, we visited 4,000 classrooms in that first round, was 98% of the classrooms were actually using the materials.
Pastries in Fort Lauderdale. But first, I bet he's gonna be needing energy to taste all of these delicious pastries. This is the C4 pink lemonade. She's
I got hurt in the car accident.
I got hurt in a car.
The Bank of America Customized Cash Rewards Visa Card.
Introducing You can see right in the middle, you see the power outages for PG&E. This is a PG&E map.
Introducing BofA Rewards. Introducing the Bank of America Customized Cash Rewards Visa Card. For life's the Bank of America Customized Cash Rewards Visa Card. For life's rewarding moments. Earn 6% cash back in the category of your choice, like online shopping, for the first year from account opening. Introducing BofA Rewards, a new loyalty program that grows with you and celebrates what you do. Like taking a big step, a big trip, or a little ride. Open or enroll your Bank of America checking account to get started. BofA Rewards. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America.
You've seen the ads for scummy online college.
You can see right in the middle, you see the
Introducing BofA. Introducing BofA Rewards. A new loyalty program that grows with you and celebrates what you do. Like taking a big step, a big trip, or a little ride. Open or enroll your Bank of America checking account to get started. BofA Rewards. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America.
You can see right in the middle, you can see right in the middle, you see the power outages for PG&E. This is a PG&E map, but notice in the middle it's not covered, and that's because this is the area that SMUD delivers electricity to. They make it and they deliver it roughly to this area. They have different zones because when there's power outages, if you live in a certain zone, they'll have more specific information. But I think a lot of people may not know where the power is coming from. SMUD creates its own power, it generates its own power. So again, and they flow through some of these transmission lines for PG&E, and SMUD has their own as well. But I think that this is a very important point. It's what's happening weather-wise, and for PG&E, a lot of the lines just happen to be in the mountains. They happen to be in the Feather River Canyon. They happen to be in very windy places, also all the way through the Bay Area hills, very windy. The big fire near Santa Rosa, they estimate wind gusts up to 70 miles an hour in that zone. So these are transmission lines. You want to tie up, you want to out of the way, you want to move the power and not worry about it. But the most exposed places happen to be where we get the strongest winds just from a meteorological sense. So these are canyons. The wind gets into a canyon and it speeds up. That's the Feather River Canyon. That's why the winds were so strong there for the campfire. Also exposed ridge lines. And again, for a lot of the PG&E customers, they have reservoirs. Great for recreation, great for water, but primarily PG&E has these reservoirs to make power. And power then gets distributed to their customers. This is one of the ways that SMUD creates power. This is a natural gas power plant. This is near Rancho Seca, the decommissioned nuclear power plant that's outside of Wilton. So this is in a very remote area. You see some of the solar panels that they have as well. So SMUD creates power just like any other power company from a variety of sources. You need the daytime power, you need the 24-hour power, that's your hydropower, wind power. They did have nuclear power at one point, they no longer have that. So this is natural gas which can run 24 hours a day. So if they're generating in this location and their lines, if the weather is not going to be strong enough and they're not worried about their transmission lines being affected, then SMUD may not have any power outage.
Can't go like this. Get ready.
You will die if
Die lying down. I'll be called a poor woman. But if I die dancing, I'll become an example.
Oh, yummy! So become the idol!
Taste the paella, go for Nitha, and if you want to watch the storm dance, go for Etha.
KCRA3 investigates serious allegations against one Northern California's largest energy company.
KCRA3's Brandy Cummings joining us now in the studio with her exclusive story on the claims and also the company's response.
Guys, good morning. 4 African-American employees have sued SMUD, accusing the organization of discrimination and retaliation. The employees say they believe their race impacted their success within the company. One employee believes she was demoted because of her race. Another says she was passed over for promotion.
They told me I wasn't the right fit. What does that mean? What didn't I fit? Because I had more than enough experience.
In its initial court filing, SMUD denied all allegations. In response to our inquiry about the lawsuit, a SMUD spokesperson said in a statement, quote, SMUD vigorously investigates all claims of discrimination and harassment, including current allegations that are part of pending litigation. SMUD's independent external investigator found these claims to be without merit. We look forward to defending against these allegations. Coming up tonight, what these employees say has happened during their employment at SMUD and the changes they're hoping to see within the company. Tonight, KCRA3 investigates suing SMUD on the KCRA3 News at 6. Guys, back to you.
All right, thank you.
Power bills tend to rise along with the hot summer temperatures. There are a couple of programs for low-income SMUD customers that could help lower the bill. First up is the Energy Assistance Program rate. You may qualify based on your monthly income and the number of people living in your home.
It's based upon the federal poverty level, and it's a sliding scale, so those who need more help, get the most help.
Income-qualified customers also may be eligible for the Home Energy Assistance Program, a one-time credit provided in partnership with the nonprofit Community Resource Project. Priority does go to seniors, along with the disabled and homes with children under the age of 5.
They're actually down on applications right now, and so if customers are really in need, we encourage them to go ahead and apply.
Okay, for more information about both of these programs, visit abc10.com/money.
You can see right in the middle.
KCRA3 investigates serious
dollars power bills tend to rise along with the hot summer temperatures. But there are a couple of programs for low-income
SMUD is taking new steps to provide a cleaner and more reliable electric supply, and it comes just weeks after the state came close to suffering rolling blackouts. Tonight we're getting answers on how SMUD plans on using new technology to store power for when customers need it most.
This summer, California experienced several flex alert days and the threat of rolling blackouts when power supplies dipped dangerously low.
Resources across the West were very, very tight.
The most critical time of day is often just after sunset, when solar power is reduced, but air conditioner usage remains high.
The sun goes down, and then they have to figure out a way to keep the system fully energized.
Now SMUD plans on installing large banks of batteries that can help provide more power during peak demand.
During the day, we plan to charge them when the sun is available and solar is abundant. And then when the sun goes down, we plan to discharge them.
The utility is working with Oregon-based company ESS to manufacture the batteries, which will be built here in Sacramento.
That creates jobs locally and helps drive economic development in the Sacramento region.
So just how much power can these batteries supply?
We expect this partnership to deliver up to about 200 megawatts.
That's more than Folsom Dam produces, and enough to power about 60,000 homes. Each battery is housed in a shipping container which can be installed across the region, providing a backup power source for critical sites.
We have customers that will deploy specific batteries adjacent to things like hospitals, police stations, emergency facilities, where you really want to make sure there's reliability.
SMUD says the ability to store so much solar and wind power will ultimately help them reach their goal of offering 100% clean energy by 2030.
We expect these batteries to really be a key to us getting to zero carbon.
Well, the initial cost is expected to be about $18 million, and SMUD will also take a financial stake in the company, which could generate profits in the future.
Discover the American University of Antigua, the perfect gateway to global medical education. From the House of Monopole Education and Medical Group, an organization with a 70-year legacy of delivering world-class medical education and healthcare, the American University of Antigua is an innovative medical school dedicated to providing learner-centric education of the highest quality. With an option to start the 2-year pre-med program in either India or Antigua, followed by 2.5 years of preclinical sciences in Antigua and 2 years of clinical rotations in the U.S., AUA provides students with the opportunity to start a successful journey in medical education from India to the U.S. AUA follows a U.S.-modeled curriculum that integrates the latest advancements in American medical education. We prioritize small group personalized learning, fostering a close-knit community that encourages meaningful peer-to-peer interactions. Additionally, our Education Enhancement Department is dedicated to offering tailored support to students for their enhanced academic performance. AUA takes pride in its state-of-the-art labs, featuring sophisticated training simulators like SimMan 3G, SimBaby, Harvey, and Noel. These advanced tools enable students to acquire hands-on medical skills in patient care, guided by our experienced faculty. AUA gives its students the unique advantage of pursuing their clinical rotations at any of its growing network of affiliated teaching hospitals across the U.S., Canada, UK, and India. AUA offers unique academic programs in collaboration with Florida International University, designed to broaden students' perspective of global healthcare. Our campus is home to a diverse community of students from all over the world that gives students an invaluable peer-to-peer learning advantage. Our graduates excel in securing residencies at prestigious teaching hospitals and are recognized worldwide for their exceptional expertise. Find your home away from home. Enjoy secure and comfortable living with our multiple on- and off-campus housing options. Some of them right next to the beach. Situated on the picturesque island of Antigua, known for its friendly and welcoming people, as well as its 365 white sandy beaches and crystal clear waters. AUA provides an idyllic setting for your educational journey. Beyond the classrooms, AUA offers a vibrant student experience. With multiple interest groups, sports, and communities, students will have enough options to rejuvenate. AUA's holistic admissions approach assures students from various backgrounds and nationalities are given a fair chance to showcase their merits and aspirations towards becoming a doctor. American University of Antigua, where world-class medical education meets global opportunities.
AUA is progressive. AUA is eclectic.
AUA is an opportunity.
AUA is dynamic.
Accepting.
Life-changing.
Necessary. Remarkable.
AUA is enlightening. AUA is home.
When you're made for medicine, you are made for AUA.
A guy can get claustrophobia in there. Hi, I'm Smud.
Well, he's not clay, no sir, no way.
I'm Smud.
He's Smud.
I don't dry out the way clay does.
Yes, Smud.
You can mold me, stretch me. Yeah, my name is Smud.
Nickelodeon Smud, 4 different colors.
And each Smud comes with its own Geronimo mold.
Nickelodeon Smud. Smud never crumbles, never turns to crud. Yes, Smud.
That's me, Nickelodeon Smud, each sold separately.
Now that's peace and quiet.
ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰੇ ਤੇ ਮਿਲੂਗੀ ਤਾਂ ਪੁੱਛ ਲਈ ਜਾਂ ਫੋਨ ਕਰਕੇ ਦੇਖ ਲੈ
Car, he's out of the car! Police! Stand down! Stand down! Put your hands behind your head! Do it! Do it now!
ਆਹੋ
Hey, I said get down! Hands up, folks! Come back! Get back! Hurry up! Send me everyone you got!
ਆਓ ਮਾੜੀ ਆਪਣੀ ਸੀਟਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਫੋਟੋ ਭੇਜ ਦਿਓ ਨਹੀਂ ਆਈਡੀਆ ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਹੈ ਆਹੋ छोटी भी पतली है एक बड़ी पतली मोटी तो है ये प्राकृतिक है ना प्राकृतिक इन्ने सोहने लगते हो पजामे भी जाके फिर हम आहो जागो तो पा लेना क्योंकि जागो तो सोहने लगते घगरे घुगरे नहीं जागो तो पजामे सोहने लगे जागो तो घगरे या प्लाजो बड़े बड़े तो बाकी ब्याह पे नहीं ब्याह पे तो वही सोहने लगने आहो या सलवार या फर्सी सलवार पा लो या सिंपल सलवार पा लो या फ्राक सूट फ्राक सूट बना लो इन्ना क्यों लगता फ्राक सूट ऊपर कलियां वाला नहीं तो कलियां वाला स्टार्टिंग तो कलियां वाला खुला जब बनाए तो इधर ही हो काजी साड़ी हो
For years, everyone thought Verizon had the best network, because they did. But now the best mobile network in the U.S. is T-Mobile. Some fancy experts finished a network test, and T-Mobile sort of opened a can of whoop-up. T-Mobile's network has the most advanced 5G, with more towers, and their signal reaches further than ever. So you can text and Insta-talk and say, "You won't believe where I am." Seriously, where am I? Hey, I got signal.
बस कुछ नहीं ऑपरेशन
Going and mending is indispensable. It is too troublesome to mend with needle and thread. Sometimes it's easy to get stuck. Lao Wang started with a mini sewing machine. It can be adjusted to fast gear and slow gear. Double line, double number. Small and convenient. Easy to get stuck. Lao Wang with needle and
Singer gave me double their usual trade-in. Mine was ancient. They gave me $50. It's true. To introduce Flip and Sew and 3 new Singer machines, you'll get up to double our usual trade-in. $50 at the very least on a new Flip and Sew machine. Flip and Sew, our exclusive two-way sewing service, makes it easy to sew hard to get into things. Get a new Flip and Sew now and get up to double our usual trade-in. $50 at the very least, but do it now at Singer.
They're just touching Touchtronic memory machines. I'm Polly Bergen. Only Singer makes machines this easy to use. Touch. The memory remembers your stitch pattern instantly. Touchtronic speed control remembers to adjust your fabric fix. What about fixing? Touch. Great. You forget about your sewing machine and concentrate on sewing. The Touchtronic memory machine family. Come take a test.
This is the. This is